Shalom, brothers and sisters. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. So recently, found out that on the wall, on the western wall in Jerusalem, or in Israel, right? Jerusalem, I guess. There, the Yod, Hey, Wah are written on there some amazing way, right? So I think that's so amazing. You know, like it's almost time for the last Hey and for the second coming, right? For Yahushua or Yahuwah to call his people before the big destruction, you know, and so he's calling us all right now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read Yirmiyahu 44, and I'm gonna read this part. Okay. Okay, so Yirmiyahu 44, and I'm going to just skim through it because it's all good. If you got to read it, please do. Read it all. Jeremiah 44. Okay, so 44:4 says, "And I sent to you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, please do not do this abominable matter that I hate. But they did not listen or incline their ear to turn from their evil and not to burn incense to other mighty ones. So my wrath and my displeasure were poured out and burned this in the city of Yehuda and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they became a ruin and a wasteland." All right, so this was way back in the day, right? In Yirmiyahu's time, when they went into Babylon, I believe. So, but we are so amazed that history repeats itself. Obvious, I mean. And that all these things that are written are in cycles. Everything happens in cycles, and it's a beautiful picture for us to learn from and to apply a pattern, right? So let's see what this pattern holds, because so what are they doing that is so abominable? But right, they were burning incense to other mighty ones, and then let's see why. Let's see in all right, so I guess I'm gonna have to read this. 15. I mean, you could read it all. It's just incredible. All right. Then all 44:15, right? Then all the men who knew that their wives had burnt incense to other mighty ones, and all the women who stood by, a great assembly, and all the people who dwelt in the land of Mitzrayim and Pathros, answered Yirmiyahu, saying, we are not going to listen to you in the matter about which you spoke to us in the name of Yahuwah. But we shall do whatever has gone out of our own mouth. So you got to read the context, you know. And to burn incense, this is what they said basically. To burn incense to the sovereignness of the heavens, and pour out drink offerings to her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our sovereigns and our heads, in the city of Yehuda and in the streets of Jerusalem. And we had plenty of food and were well off and saw no evil. But since we ceased burning incense to the sovereignness of the heavens, and pouring out drink offerings to her, we have lacked all and have been consumed by the sword and by scarcity of food. So people back then, they're associating that good things come from doing abominable things. Really, they're burning, praying to. to me, burning incense of heaven. Nowadays, I could see it as to the sovereignness of heaven, as people in Catholicism praying to Mary, right? And I mean, that's an incense. Our prayers are incense, right? So if you're praying to an idol, I mean, you got to stop that. I mean, or else you're gonna remain in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, in bondage, right? And check it out, because it's coming. Then Yirmiyahu spoke to all the people, to the men and the women, and to all the people who had given him that answer, saying, as for the incense that you burn in the cities of Yehuda and in the streets of Jerusalem, I'm sorry. And in the streets of Jerusalem, you and your fathers, your sovereigns and your heads of the people and the people of the land, did not Yahuwah remember them? And came into his heart, and Yahuwah could no longer bear it, because of the evil of your deeds, and because of the abominations which you did. Therefore, your land is a ruin, an object of astonishment, a curse, and without an inhabitants, as it is this day, right? That's when they went to Babylon, and boom, boom, bam, right? But we're already in Babylon, basically, and in Mitzrayim. I mean, look at this world, right? But the point of this is that how to come out, how to come back, right? Because by the Passover lamb, we are taken out of Mitzrayim, out of Egypt, right? So we got to remain out, right? So number 23, because you have burned incense and because you have sinned against Yahuwah and did not obey the voice of Yahuwah or walk in his Torah, in his laws, and in his witnesses, which are the feast days, witnesses. Therefore, this evil did befall you as at this day. And Yirmiyahu said to all the people and to all the women, hear the word of Yahuwah, all Yehuda, who are in the land of Mitzrayim. Thus spoke Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, saying, you and your wives have spoken with your mouths, and have filled with your hands, saying, we shall perform our vows that we have made to burn incense to the sovereignness of the heavens and pour out drink offerings to her, right? Then confirm your vows and perform your vows. Therefore, hear the word of Yahuwah, Pabam, all Yehuda, and here it comes, right? This is it right here. Who are dwelling in the land of Mitzrayim. See, I have sworn by my great name, declares Yahuwah. My name shall no longer be called upon by the mouth of any man of Yehuda in all the land of Mitzrayim, saying, as the Master Yahuwah lives. See, I am watching over them for evil and not for good. So when he took the name of Yahuwah out of their mouth, it says right here it was for evil and not for good, right? And it was because they went into Mitzrayim and they were doing these abominable things, right? And all the men of Yehuda who are in the land of Mitzrayim shall be consumed by the sword and by scarcity of food until they come to an end. Boom! And those who escape the sword, few in number, shall return from the land of Mitzrayim to the land of Yehuda, and all the remnant of Yehuda who came into the land of Mitzrayim to sojourn there shall know whose word is established, mine or theirs. Bam! And this is the sign to you, declares Yahuwah, that I am punishing you in this place, so that you know that my words are certainly established against you for evil. Thus said Yahuwah, see, I am giving... All right. So, Boom. So we see that not pronouncing or not holding to the name of YAHUAH. Here it is. Bam. Slam. You know. Then, and who revealed that name to us? Check it out. Yahushua, right? So Yahushua, he says he came in his Father's name and revealed it to us, right? So these people, or the tradition of man and this and that, all mixed into religion, and they changed the name to Jesus. They were worshiping Zeus, right? So they invented a letter. I mean, this is what I think, right? Because it makes so much sense to me, right? No, let's make up a J, let's make up the letter J, right? And then they put Zeus right by it, right after it. So you're basically, it's like you make up a letter and then you put the god you're worshiping, like back in, this is all obviously like people that don't know, like. Now, because if you're hearing this, you already know, because I'm telling you, basically, but you got to do your own due diligence to search it out. But it's been proclaiming because the restoration of the revelation is at hand, right? So it's right now. It's right now that we get to understand, and that's why we know the Father's name is Yahuwah, and it's getting spelled out on this western wall in Israel. So once it's spelled out, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be all bad for everybody, because it's gonna be like, that's it. I've said, people that don't know, you later on, they're gonna knock, and he's gonna be like, let us in, and they're gonna be like, depart from me, I never knew you. It's like, by you coming into the faith is by you slowly but surely, seeking. It is the esteem of Elohim to conceal a matter, and the esteem of sovereigns to search it out. And that's what we're doing. We are seeking the deeper things, right? It's not just pronouncing his name, it's what his name holds. So it holds his character, it holds his word, all of it, right? And that's how we know that there's a priesthood right now established by Yahushua HaMashiach, which is the Melchizedek priesthood, right? So in the scripture, there was the Levitical priesthood, right, for a time until Shiloh came, right, and to him it's all the esteem and the rule, right? So this is the time. It's been the time. But since now we know how to see it, it's so amazing. So about the prayers to, if you're praying to anybody else other than to Yahuwah through Yahushua in Yahushua's name, right? Because that's amazing. Then that's the instance of the wrong person. If you're praying, or to not even a person, it's basically to an enemy, because it's taking you away from the truth. So, but now that we understand, I know we all have sins and this and that, but Yom Kippur just happened. And what happened in Yom Kippur, right? During the festival of Yom Kippur, on Yom Kippur's day, outside of Jerusalem, in a Dead Sea pool or something right there, it all turned blood red. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, we know that Yahushua was crucified. He laid down his life outside of Jerusalem, and the Yom Kippur means Day of Covering. So it's his blood that is covering us, so that we can have a brand new year and a clean slate to build on it. And now we're in the Feast of Sukkot, right? The Feast of Tabernacles. We just see all these festivals they have so much revelation in them, and it's, in my opinion, is Yahuwah's redemption plan hidden in these festivals. And okay, brothers and sisters, I'm going to leave you with this. Since you know the name now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Shout it from the rooftop. Shalom, Yahuwah Baruch. Baruch Abba B'Shem Yahuwah.